Situated in central Vietnam lies the province of Nghe An. It was August 2011 when we travelled here. Despite being one of the poorest regions in Vietnam, it's a place with a rich and proud history and has long been a place of rebellion and revolutionary activity. National icon and former leader of North Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh was born in Nghe An, and it was in this region that the famed Ho Chi Minh Trail began. During the conflict with America, crucial supplies were transported from here to Viet Cong fighters in South Vietnam, and as a consequence, the area was relentlessly bombed by the US military for 8 long years. Even though Ho Chi Minh died in 1969, his image still adorns towns and cities all over Vietnam. But nowhere is the Vietnamese people's affection for Uncle Ho stronger than in Nghe An. Nguyen Trung Hoang remains one of Vietnam's leading football players. The then 22-year-old was born and raised in Nghe An. Like all youngsters from this province, he was instilled with respect and admiration for Ho Chi Minh from a young age.
Uncle Ho, as we call him, is Vietnam's greatest ever leader. We regard him as the father of our nation, and he remains someone who is well known all over the world. Every time my club team wins a football match, we always think of him and are grateful to him.
Vietnamese international Hoang was the star player of Song Lam Nghe An, the region's one and only team. The midfielder made his debut for his hometown club as an 18-year-old and had been a permanent fixture in the side ever since. He lived with his parents in Vinh, the city where Song Lam Nghe An are based.
I'm proud of where I come from, and I love playing for my local team. Everyone in the province supports us through thick and thin. It doesn't matter if we're going through a difficult time or whether we are doing well. The support from our fans is unwavering. In fact, we're the only team in Vietnam who can say this. Our fans are incredible.
During the 2011 season, Song Lam fans had plenty to cheer about. The team had led the Vietnamese V-League for the majority of the season and were closing in on their first league title in 10 years. Transworld Sport made the trip to Nghe An as Song Lam prepared for their crucial final match of the season. A win or draw at home against second-place Hanoi TNT would see Song Lam crowned as champions of Vietnam. At the training sessions in the week leading up to the big game, the mood amongst the team and supporters was one of confidence. A former Song Lam player himself, Nguyen Hu Tang, was coach of the side.
We've played really well all season. At the moment, the spirit in the camp amongst the players is really good. We know that we're capable of getting the right result in our final game and becoming champions.
All the Vietnamese players in the Song Lam squad came from the Nghe An region. Alongside them, the team also boasted a number of players from Jamaica. Andre Fagan's goals that season had been crucial in the club's challenge for the title, and he'd linked up well with playmaker Hoang.
He's brought a lot to our team, both on and off the pitch. He's a very friendly guy who's always joking around, and he's settled in well here. I like him as a person and as a footballer, and that's important. We have a good understanding with each other, and our attacking partnership has been hugely beneficial for Song Lam Nghe An this season.
The striker from Kingston was with Song Lam on a season-long deal and was hoping to round off his time in Vietnam with the championship winners' medal.
Against Hanoi, it's going to be a tough game because Hanoi is one of the top teams in the V-League. They won last year. So to win against them, it would be a plus for me and Song Lam.
We have just one league game left. It's all come down to one game. Myself and the whole team are very determined that we see the job through and become champions of our country.
Song Lam's title decider with the defending champions from Hanoi was one of the most eagerly anticipated games to be staged in Vietnam for years. In the days before the match, Coach Tang and his star player were inundated with requests from the Vietnamese media. They visited a local radio station where they took part in a web chat with their army of fans.
When Song Lam plays matches in the other provinces of the country, we always take a big away following. Our fans are a well-organized bunch, and they think nothing of traveling over 1,000 kilometers on their motorbikes to Ho Chi Minh City to watch us play. They travel down to the Gia Lai province too in large numbers. That passion has a huge effect on the players of Song Lam, and it gives us a lot of encouragement. We never want to let them down. You've heard the expression, the fans are the 12th man. Well, that's so true in our case.
The match with Hanoi took place at Song Lam's home ground in the centre of Vinh. Despite ticket prices being equivalent to a month's supply of rice for the locals, the clash was a 30,000 sellout. Song Lam went into the match 3 points clear of Hanoi. A draw would be good enough for them to clinch the title, but a defeat would see Hanoi secure the championship on goal difference. Yet, for those Song Lam fans lucky enough to have got their hands on a ticket, there was only going to be one outcome.
Song Lam are the greatest football team in the world. We are the pride of the Nghe An province. The entire province stands side by side with the team. We've been waiting 10 years for this, and now we only have 90 minutes to wait. We love our team and will be roaring them on. Song Lam will soon be the champions.
The match was shown live on state TV and drew one of the biggest audiences in Vietnamese television history. One of the big attractions for neutral viewers was seeing if the plucky underdogs of Nghe An could upset the big boys from Hanoi and take their crown. Hanoi, who are affiliated to Portuguese giants Porto, are the richest club in Vietnam and had a number of Brazilians and Argentinians in their team. It was believed that some of the Hanoi players earned in a month what the Song Lam players earned in a year. In Vietnam, the average yearly wage of a professional footballer is around $30,000 US. As the match got underway, Song Lam made a bright start, and after just 5 minutes, the Huang Fagan partnership struck again as the Jamaican gave his team the lead. Buoyed by their good start, Song Lam dominated the first half, and when Huang played in Fagan again, they were unlucky not to double their advantage. Just before half-time, Song Lam's claims for a penalty were turned down, and the first 45 minutes ended with the hosts leading by that early goal. The second half saw Hanoi looking a much more settled outfit. They began to see more and more of the ball and eventually drew level thanks to substitute Lee Hong Min. Song Lam's championship hopes were on a knife edge as the more experienced Hanoi team piled on the pressure. Into the last 5 minutes, and Song Lam was still holding out against wave after wave of Hanoi attacks. Their fans, who had been quiet for much of the second half, suddenly found their voice, urging their team on to glory. But in the last minute, Hanoi were awarded a free kick right on the edge of the area. saved by the crossbar, Andre Fagan eventually managed to clear the danger. Hanoi mounted one last attack, but when this effort sailed over, the referee blew for full time, and the 1-1 result was enough to give Song Lam the V-League title, prompting wild scenes of celebration.
I'm very happy to know that I come out my country to win a title. Experience is a very good one for me as a youngster at 24 to become victorious. Song Lam Nghe An the champion.
Since their formation in 1979, it was the third V-League success for the team from Nghe An and meant that the following year they would get the chance to represent Vietnam in the AFC Cup. The day after clinching the title, the Song Lam team took the league trophy to the main statue of Ho Chi Minh in Vinh. In a formal ceremony, they announced their achievements to Uncle Ho. And there was no doubt that the former leader, who was himself a keen sports fan, would have been proud of his hometown all-conquering Nghe An team.